right, I'm going to respond to this comment, not the commenter, because the comment is a thought process that a lot of us have, so let's talk about it. What's good, y'all? I'm LoneeAppleton. I'm a healthy family advocate. If that is your content of choice, please consider following, commenting, sharing, reposting videos with your community so we can grow, as well as putting a tip in the tip jar, shopping the merch, and picking up your copy of What's the Best That Can Happen, all at LoneeTaylorArt.com. All I can say is, let's look at this little boy that's in this house. This little boy is being neglected by the primary caregiver. When I say the primary caregiver, I don't mean the custodial parent. I mean he is being neglected by the caregiver that is primarily in the home. The caregiver that is primarily in the home is the individual that is mostly 99%, let's keep it G, responsible for raising a child, who's responsible for transferring emotional intelligence to a child, who's responsible for teaching a child how to be a friend, who's responsible for teaching a child how to properly manifest love, affection, caring, fidelity, all these different things, ethics, all these different things are being taught by demonstration, i.e. what the adults in the house are doing, and also what the adults in the house are saying. And what the adults do supersedes what the adults say. Kids see hypocrisy. Kids hear what you say and they watch what you do. So to answer your question, through the eyes of this little boy, what is he being taught? Whole lot of self-hate, I don't belong anywhere, nobody wants me, brewing in that baby's body. If his primary caregiver is ignoring him, except to discipline him, and his father has the awareness level that he has, who is teaching this little boy? Now let's look at this little boy when he turns 18. He has the same awareness that he has picked up from his father, who doesn't have a clue, from his mother, which I'm so confused about that part, from the girlfriend who's like, he ain't mine, and then his peers. This little boy will be raised by the streets, and the streets ain't the streets. The streets are the streets right there. The streets is this. The streets is this. That's who's raising the majority of our children. Our children. And these children will become adults, just like this little boy will become an adult. And if he does not have the awareness, why shouldn't he be able to look to his village to support him? Why shouldn't this father, who clearly doesn't know what to do in this situation, he thinks trying to work it out is the solution? There's no working this out. She's adamant. Neither should be in this relationship, period, from the jump. Because she stated up front she's not going to be a mother to his son. And he still chose to pursue this relationship. He doesn't know what he's doing. And we assume just because a little boy ages out the system and turns 18 that he suddenly knows what to do. No. It takes a village. Just because he's a grown man, he should have someone in his community that he can talk to that can help him navigate raising this little boy. Because no one in this man's life, including himself, including his chosen spouse, knows how to properly raise a child. No shade, it's just the truth. And so I really want to drive home that just because we age out of the child system and we become adults, if we were never taught as a child, how do we know? It takes a village. It takes awareness enough to know that how I was raised was wrong. So replicating it in my way is still wrong. I just figured out how to active parent, and I have an 18-year-old. I just learned how to stop putting my kids under my thumb, and that's the way I maintained order in my house. No, my house is chaotic now. Why? Because my kids have freedom of expression, freedom of development. Emotional intelligence is being developed now. So why does he need a female to step in and tell him how to navigate this? Because he doesn't know. And we need to have compassion for each other. We need to have compassion for these men. We need to have compassion for these women. We don't know how to speak to each other. We don't know how to have conflict resolution. We don't know how to hear each other. Most of us don't know how to actually use our brain. We are all reactionary and moving off of emotion. Let me go check these kids real quick.
Incoming stitch.
If you hurt my feelings, you know to apologize to me.
Yes.
Why do you know to apologize to me?
Because it's common sense, and it's messed up not to.
Michael, if you hurt my feelings, do you know to apologize to me?
And me too. Yes.
Why do you know to apologize to me?
Because I love you.
Caden, if you hurt my feelings, do you know to apologize to me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I love you.
Because you love me?
Yeah.
Why else do you know to apologize to me?
In your belly.
Because you were in my belly?
Yeah.
Okay. For too long as parents, we have allowed our children to feel it's okay to hurt our feelings. And by allowing our children to feel like it's okay to hurt our feelings, we are creating adults who feel it's okay to hurt the feelings of the people that they love. What's good, y'all? I'm LoneeAppleton. I'm a healthy family advocate. If that is your content of choice, please consider following, commenting, sharing, posting videos with your community so that we can grow. Also, tip the jar, purchase some of our merch, pick up your copy of What's the Best That Can Happen, all available at LoneeTaylorArt.com. When I saw this video and I read the comments, and I was just like, everyone who chooses to couple present day is choosing their own internal struggle. We are all under the misconception that choosing to have children, choosing to have a spouse, choosing to have friends is some form of punishment in the reward. That is a lie, and we need to stop telling ourselves that. Because I've been with my husband for 6 years, and it took me 5 years to actually see him for who he is, but we have had 1 year of me knowing that marriage is bliss. So if you are receiving anything but bliss, and bliss is your bliss, do not envy what anyone else has. You create your own definition of bliss, because what is happiness for me is another woman's hell, is another man's hell, is another person's hell. So do not look at someone else and say couples goals. Look at someone else and say, if they can achieve what they identify as bliss, so can I, because we are equally as powerful. So your relationship with your children can be bliss. It can be cooperative. It can be equal understanding. The moment you stop trying to rule over your children and control your child is the moment that your child comes to you and truly reveals to you who they are, and you accept them and you receive them because they're a part of you. You were given that child for a reason. All 4 of my children are me in their own right, which means I understand every single one of them, which means I can grant them understanding and I can guide them in the way that they choose to go, not the way that I choose for them to go. And I definitely let my kids know when they hurt my feelings, because that is how I will raise adults who are able to take accountability. That's how I'm able to raise adults who think before they speak. You guys have to put your children on equal ground as soon as possible. That is the only way that you're going to grow and raise adults.